and also he's not cheating on you, he's loyal, there's really no reason to break up that home. You had to follow your happiness rather than your duty.
No, I disagree, because there could be mental abuse that the children are seeing. Just because it's not physical, just mental abuse is just as bad as physical. So I do not agree with that whatsoever. Mental abuse is measure, just as bad, if not worse.
Can you measure mental abuse?
Yeah, what is that? What is an example of that?
What do you mean, though?
I don't know. You said it. What the freak is mental abuse?
Yeah, like, what's that look like?
Degrading someone in front of your children, like degrading the mother in front of the children, yelling in front of the children.
Okay, but where does that stem from? Like, why? Like, nobody just comes out the blue and starts degrading.
No, actually there is. Because when people have their own mental illnesses, it will betray on others around them. So you are very freaking wrong on that, okay? Very wrong.
So when people have mental illnesses, and what mental illness? Because you never said that he had a mental illness.
I didn't say he did, but I'm saying in general, people have outbursts for any kind of reason. It does not have to be, whether it's a mental illness or not. Maybe it's anger, which is a form, but it doesn't matter.
And if that was the case, then you would have saw that early on.
Mental illness.
If that was the case, you would have saw that early on, because you dated him for a while. So apparently he wasn't like that in the very beginning.
But
so something down the line changed, because he wasn't like that in the beginning. So something changed, and we don't know. And it's none of our business. But like, something changed because he wasn't like that in the beginning. Because if he was like that in the beginning, you wouldn't have been dating him for that long.
Mental illness is just the same as a physical illness.
Okay, but for your situation, that's not for your situation.
Sometimes it's actually worse. If you're so big on statistics, you would Google that.
So I want you to do is demonstrate it, because it's not my claim, it's your claim. You're saying that mental abuse is
I feel like sometimes
worse than physical
abuse. Absolutely.
And how can you we can measure physical abuse?
Because I can recover from a black eye, but the you said to me, it might take me a whole fucking year to recover from that.
Okay, but how do you know that if you say something to someone, it would take them a long time for them to recover from? It all depends on their sensitivity level. Like, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words won't hurt you.
No, but that's
so like,
false.
What I'm saying is, how can you measure words hurting someone and like the effects that it has on them? Now, with physical abuse, we can actually measure the damage. And I think that physical abuse...
Just because you can see it?
No, I'm saying that physical abuse, it does both. It hurts the physical,
but how can
and
you say
also
it hurts both? But how can you measure the mental then?
Because look,
you can only measure the physical, but how could you measure?
I'll tell you.
Mental,
I'll demonstrate.
like you told me.
I'll demonstrate it for you. So we're going to measure physical abuse, also hurting the mental abuse.
Please do.
What we can't measure is the mental abuse actually hurting the physical, right? So once again,
I didn't say the mental hurt the physical.
But obviously, if it's mental abuse, it's if you're only saying words, and if it's hurting the person's mental, it's the physical aspect of them as well. It's the internal, right? So if I call you words, it's hurting your internal. You would have to demonstrate that. I'm going to demonstrate to you how physical abuse would damage the outside, but also the inside. You ready?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So it's the difference between feelings and emotions, right? So if you touch your hand, you feel your hand. Touch it, you feel it. Right. You can smack your hand, you feel it, right? It's like, pain, right? That's what feelings are. That's feels. Emotions is the feeling, but judging it, right? So you judge what you felt. Make sense? You judge what you felt. So if I punch you in the face, you get a black eye. You're going to feel the pain. You're also going to judge it like, oh my gosh, that was so wrong. Oh my gosh, why did you do that? Oh my gosh, this and this. So then, because you know you can judge it because you felt it. We don't really know you can judge it if you didn't feel something. If I say words to you, well, that's not measurable. But I know that, no, what I'm saying is, if I say words to you, there's no computation or no system of measure that you can do to say, oh, well, you probably feel this way about it, or this, like, you can have your own assumptions, but there's no measurements.
But there is.
It's not tangible.
So what you're saying is when you're physically hurt,
you can judge it.
Because of your actions outward, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I internally hurt you, my isolation is my outwards responses.
No.
My anger is my outward
You need to explain.
responses.
You need to demonstrate how you internally hurt me with your words. That's the part that we're trying to measure. I know that I physically hurt you with my fist, therefore you can judge that. But how can you know if you mentally hurt me with your words? Because there's no physical.
Your expressions, the look on your face, your demeanor,
self-esteem,
your isolation,
body language.
Okay. So it's exactly the same thing.
This would all be subjective. You reading someone's body language after you called them the F word. Now, they just may be like, oh, this person's a loser. But they may not, but listen, they may not necessarily feel internally hurt where it's like, oh, I have depression now. I feel shame because of this.
But what does that measuring have to do with
I'm going to explain.
Outcome? Like, I don't.
I'm going to explain, right? The father of your children never cheated on you. He never physically abused you.
No.
He wasn't an alcoholic. He wasn't any of those things. No. The only thing that you had a problem with was he was controlling. He had cameras in the house, and he wouldn't let you go anywhere.
More than that, but correct.
He wouldn't let you go anywhere. And then would he like say bad things to you?
Correct.
Okay, he would say, got it. Now to you felt mentally abused, you said.
Absolutely.
Got it. How do you know if your children felt mentally abused? Because that's what we're speaking about.
Felt mentally abused, but they're seeing a toxic household.
So look, how do you know it's toxic from their point of view, and you can't measure how they feel? You chose your happiness over your duty. All right, fellas, mission is critical. I was searching my name online and found tons of information that was way too personal. So I thought to myself, who has the ability to leak this type of information? And I found out there's companies called data brokers that profit out of selling your information to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. You already know I've been through many matrix attacks where people create fake pages of mine by using my data. And the same can happen to you. That's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep them off of these sites. They also do other things like bank fraud, identity theft alerts, and also VPN access. I want you to go ahead and utilize my link below in the description box for a 14-day free trial. At least you'll see if you've been compromised or not. Privacy is key nowadays, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link in the description box at aura.com/nofugazi and get 2 weeks free. That's more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed.
No,
listen, she's assuming.
She's assuming. It's common
you
sense.
are assuming.
Common sense is not assuming.
Look
if you lack common
now let's
sense,
put the whole. No,
it's
listen.
Common sense.
Fair enough.
All right. So one thing I will say in regard to mental verbal abuse, because what you're saying to me more so sounds like verbal abuse. I mean, affecting mental, but they did do a study with like plants specifically. You guys probably seen it when on Instagram, and when you talk you talk very positively to one versus talking negatively to one, degrading, you can see how it affects.
Yeah, but the difference is as human beings aren't plants. I mean, we are conscientious beings with souls and spirits.
I understand.
So no, it isn't worse at all because you can't measure it. Because if I say, think about this, there's certain things that affect you that won't affect me. Me and you can be in the same scenario, get into a car accident. You walk out of that car accident with PTSD. We got no injuries, right? No injuries from it. But I walk out of it totally fine, and I'm driving in the car the next day.
Back to the podcast.
So this means that a situation occurring in life, we all have our own different perspective and our own different view on that. So you saying that, well, I felt mentally abused, so therefore my children felt mentally abused. No, how do you know your children felt mentally abused? Okay. The fact is you chose your happiness over your duty.
No. So here's where it comes a matter of opinion. So my opinion might be different from their opinion.
Okay.
So a matter of opinion has nothing to do with your happiness over your duty.
Wait, how not?
Because it's all a matter of opinion, and neither is right or wrong then. So.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I'm saying this, though. I think you're missing my point. You're saying that it's all a matter of opinion and basically a perspective.
Right or what's wrong,
you're basically saying perspective. Like you could felt that you were mentally abused. Your children, it's about their perspective. When we're speaking about happiness, you choosing your happiness over your duty is because you didn't feel happy, but your duty was for you to be a mother in a nuclear family and to raise those children to have the best outcomes.
No, but when you're forced outside that house, you have no other choice but to freaking leave.
You left him.
No, there was no choice.
You just said you left him.
Yeah. Okay, but there's no choice.
Wait, how wasn't it a choice?
Because the police were called and the house was under his name. So guess who has to leave, me or him? Me.
Okay, so you left.
Look, there's a cause and effect to everything.
No, there is not.
Did he want you back?
Absolutely wrong. It was ignorant.
Did he want you back?
Many times.
So therefore you left.
But
you chose your happiness.
Not that
you
simple.
chose your happiness.
No, but you guys are putting it down to a little box where there's so much in between that you have no...
That's why we shouldn't talk about it. But all I'm saying is you did something that he didn't like to make him react like that. Unless he's literally a psycho, there's something that you did that you don't want to disclose, which is totally your right to, that you don't have to, but you did something. No, I don't care what you say. You did something that he didn't like. You probably think it wasn't a big deal. You probably didn't think you didn't do anything wrong, because most women think they're perfect. Most women think that they never do anything wrong. But like, you did something that he didn't like, and you don't have to agree with it.
You are absolutely wrong.
You don't have to agree with it. That's totally fine. That's your right. That's your prerogative. But unless the man is legit psycho and literally mentally ill, there's something that you did that triggered him to make him react like that.
Absolutely.
Nobody's just gonna come out the gate acting like that. You did something that you don't want to admit to.
And I'll let you have that, because I'm not going to get into it. I'll let you have that.
Thank you.
You can keep that. I'll let you have that.
That's all I wanted.
really don't care.
That's all I wanted.
You can have it.
Okay, ladies, what's your perspective on this convo? Anything? You gave a little perspective there. You was talking about a plant, but we ain't plants.
It's still the same.
You're right.
We are not
not
the same.
necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with your guys' conversation. I'm just saying that when you are verbally abusive or mean to something, it does affect.
I'll tell you this.
Right.
It does affect.
No.
you.
I'll
But
say
what
this.
I'm saying is nobody's gonna be mean and abusive for no fucking reason,
Yeah,
bro.
you're not
reason.
saying that.
It's
You're
very
wrong.
Nobody's gonna be
It's
mean
very
and
clear.
abusive for no
It's
reason.
like,
I got you.
like a
Look,
narcissist.
She's
that's-
lying,
very-
bro.
You're wrong.
It's very clear. When you're
Okay.
when you're comparing a plant to human beings, do plants have free will? No, plants don't have free will. Human beings, I believe that we have free will. Do you believe that we have free will? Mm-hmm. Right. Show of hands. Who believes free will? You? You think everything is predetermined?
No.
Okay, we got free will. Yes. All right, everybody got free will. With that being said, you can't compare us to a plant, because if you're speaking to a plant and they're demonstrating something, well, they don't have any free choice. I'm saying that based off of someone's sensitivity level, based off someone's susceptibility to influence, then yeah, they can be influenced to feel negative towards those bad words. You can call me all the bad words you want. I'm not susceptible to the bad words that you're calling me, so it's going to go in one ear and out the other. It's not going to affect me. So when she's saying that, well, I was mentally abused, that could be you. We're not saying that you weren't mentally abused. But when we bring it over to the dynamics of the children, I would say a lot of things like, it's not good for children to see their parents arguing. That's not the best thing. It's not good to see. Well, that's arguing, whatever it may be. That's not the best thing to see. But it's much better than having the mother and the father in the home, generally speaking. And especially if he wasn't hitting you, he wasn't an alcoholic, he wasn't cheating on you. Come on now, you chose your happiness over your duty.
You can say that then. Okay, go ahead. You can say that then.
All right, fair enough. Go
ahead.
She held it. She's not changing her answer at all, but fair enough.
No.
All right, we got some more super chats in here. Get the likes up too. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.